Hello, everyone. Today I want to share Genesis chapter 38. Okay. Before we share about Genesis chapter 38, let us read Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 5 to 6. Okay. It says, if brothers dwell together and one of them dies and has no son, the wife of the dead man shall not be married outside the family to a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go into her and take her as his wife and perform the duty of a husband's brother to her. And the first son whom she bears shall succeed to the name of his dead brother, that his name may not be blotted out of Israel. Okay, based on this understanding, let us see the chapter 38. Okay, this is family tree of Jacob. And then you see here, Judah. In chapter 38, we see the Judah's story. He is the Leah's son, okay, fourth son. Here, Judah, he married Sua's daughter. We don't know her name. However, we know their son's name, Onan, and Shelah. And then we also know Er's wife name, Tamar. So he married Tamar, but he died. And then Onan also took the responsibility of his brother's brother, but he also died. So they next would be Shelah, should be the husband of the Tamar, but he was still young. So Judah said that, go to your father's house and wait until Shelah grew up enough. Okay. So Tamar went to his father's house. But let us think why Judah's sons died. First of all, Earth's death have the reason. The chapter 38 verse 7 says that, but Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord put him to death. So we see God killed because he was weak. It is not fault of Tamar. It is fault of himself. Second, Onan, it was the second son, so he had to take Tamar, but let's read it, verse 9 and 10. But Onan knew that the offspring would not be his. So whenever he went into his brother's wife, he would waste the semen on the ground so as not to give offspring to his brother. And what he did was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and he put him to death also. Okay, so we also see that Onan was wicked. So God killed him. Tamar was innocent about his death. Only Onan himself was weak, so God killed him. So misunderstanding of Judah, we can see that. Judah misunderstood the reason for his two sons' death. Okay, verse 11. Then Judah said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow in your father's house till Shelah, my son, grows up. For he fears that he would die like his brothers. So Tamar went and remained in her father's house. Here, Judah told Tamar, wait, right? But in his heart, he didn't want to give Shelah to Tamar because he feared that Shelah would die if he married the Tamar. Judah did not acknowledge his son's weakness. Instead, he thought that their sons died because of Tamar. Thus, he hesitated to give Shelah to Tamar. But we have to think, Judah's misunderstanding make wrong guiltiness to the innocent person. Though Shelah was grown up, Judah did not give Shelah to Tamar. Judah seemed to make Tamar guilty of his son's death. right? He think that Tamar caused his son's death. That's why he feared to give Shelah to her. That was a misunderstanding. That's why he made the wrong person to be guilty. So this wrong guiltiness make the wrong outcome. Because Tamar also see that his father-in-law did not give Shelah, though he grew up enough. Thus, Tamar decided to deceive Judah and conceive his children. So here, Judah promised Tamar to give Shelah, so he told her to remain a widow. However, he did not keep that promise. He did not give Shelah to her. So Tamar deceived Judah and they gave birth to sons. They are twins, Zerah and Perez. Okay. So here we should think. We should discern the actual reason or cause of what happened to us, right? And then we should be careful not to make the innocent one guilty. Our misunderstanding may hurt the innocent person and cause him or her to make undesirable decision. Because if Judah just gave Shelah to Tamar, Tamar would not deceive Tamar would not deceive the Judah, right? But Judah thought that Tamar caused his son's death. That's why he hesitated. And then the outcome is that Tamar deceived him. So let us think about Matthew chapter 18, verse 6. It says, but whoever caused one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drawn into the depth of the sea. So here, we have to be careful not to make someone to sin. We should not cause someone to sin, right? So let's remember, discern the cause wisely. Judah should know the real reason of his two sons' death. It was their weakness, not Tamar. And number two, do not make the innocent guilty. Okay? If someone make you falsely guilty, you should defend yourself. Do not be quiet. If they treat you or if they make you guilty falsely, you should speak up to prove you're innocent. So faithing forward, be careful to discern the reason for your hardship. And then we should not make someone innocent guilty because of our misunderstanding. Okay, and then whoever make you guilty falsely, speak up and defend yourself. And then whenever we make any decision, let us do it faithfully, and then let's seek God's wisdom. Thank you very much. God bless you.